This broadcast is a Stephen K. Media production.
The success of the small business person is the cornerstone of the American economy. Welcome to the Small Business Today Show with your hosts, Cruz and Hughes. The Small Business Today Show is for and about small business advancement and development. What we do for you. We'll be taking your calls as we provide you small business intelligence and mentorship needed to grow your business creatively. Keep listening. The Small Business Today Show with Cruz and Hughes starts now.
Hello and welcome back to today's episode of Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes right here on Blog Talk Radio, where we come at you live every day, Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you're looking at Irvin and John Cruz, then, you know what, Irvin? I'm saying that as though we share the same last name. I better fix that. If you're looking at Irv Hughes and John Cruz, then you know that you're in the place where we discuss the topics that inspires entrepreneurs from thought to action. We always welcome your calls, your comments, your questions. If you want to join the conversation, we invite you to call us at 347-857-3958. Again, the number to the studio is 347-857-3958. Now, if you're on Blog Talk and you're on your computer and you're too shy to talk on the telephone, you can always go right into the chat room, and Stephen K. will make certain that we pay attention to your question or your comment, and we will give rise to it during the show. Irv?
Yes, sir.
How was your day today, sir?
Well, first of all, let me thank you so much for clarifying our positions here.
That we are married to other people who happen to be women.
That's exactly right. Because, you know, we have to be mindful that we're broadcasting on the internet, so we're all around the world and around the country, and in some places, you know, it might be more people who would want to be married to same and similar gender.
Certainly.
Yeah, but
we invite them to listen also.
Yeah, and you can absolutely listen, and you know, that's great. You can even come in the chat room. If you have a business that you want to talk to us about, you're welcome to absolutely do that. By the way, folks, if you happen to be on an Android device, don't forget you can actually go into the Google Play Store, search on Small Business Today Radio, and you can take us with you on your mobile device just about everywhere you go.
That they can. You know, we should probably put a download to that on our website.
We should do that.
We haven't done that as of yet.
If we were smart, we'd do that.
Right. We'll have to graduate to that. But if you're on our website, which is www.cruzandhughes.com, we always do a live stream there. So if you're ever interested in what's going on in the studio, we have a video camera set up here in the studio, and we stream live right to our website every day, and you can see us and our magnificent guests that we have on the show.
Absolutely.
And before we get to our guests, I got to ask, did you make any money today?
I did.
Man,
you know what? And you know what's cool about how I make money?
How's that?
I make money helping other people get money.
Now
Is that cool or what?
That's good living.
In fact, you know what I did? You're going to love this, John, because I know you, and I know. Let me just tell you, I just financed a federal contract for somebody on the East Coast.
Okay.
And opened a line of credit for them.
Really?
Yeah.
How much was the line of credit?
$600,000.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that was this morning.
What are they going to buy with that?
Well, they're just going to finance their contract. They've got
business?
They have an IT consulting company.
Ah.
Yeah, and so
So that's really a service business then.
That's a service business.
And they were able to get that kind of money.
Yeah, but that's because they have a federal contract.
Ah,
it's a
there
term contract.
There it is.
One of these days we'll get to talk about that.
And you know, and for those individuals who are looking to get into that space, doing business with the government, the federal government, local governments, and municipalities.
Government, period.
You provide a class.
Yes, I do.
That is it streamed online for those individuals who happen to be outside of the Houston, Texas footprint?
No, but it's about to be because we're streaming live right now on our video.
You know I'm going to keep laying on you.
Well, that's all right.
Until I get that yes from you.
We got that technology right now, and so now we're not that far away from doing it.
All right. But how can someone get in touch with you if they wanted to talk to you about doing business with? And that's a good point that you brought up here a minute ago, because the company you just financed is not in Texas.
No.
So that lets people know that you can help them even if they're trying to do business with local governments that are outside of our home state.
Absolutely. And our program is nationwide. And but by the way, if they want to get in touch with me, if you're having trouble with your bank, having trouble getting access to capital and credit to grow your company, hey, give me a call. You can call my office at 800-381-0073, or you can always email me right here at the show at Ervin, that's ERVIN, at cruiseandhughes.com.
And if you want to email me and just ask me a question about anything, I don't know, how the weather is here in Houston, you can always reach out to me at john@cruiseandhughes.com. Now, with that being said, if you're watching us at Cruise and Hughes, we have a guest. You'll see that there is an attractive-looking man sitting to Irvin's left. We're going to introduce him. He's been someone that we've done business with here in town,
That's
someone
right.
who we see at all of the networking events, an avid supporter of what we do in terms of the Small Business Today magazine that we produce here. He's also one of our writers, and he gives good content and material for us to use and bring directly to you. His name is Errol Allen, and Errol is the owner of a company called Errol Allen Consulting. Today, we're going to talk about the keys to delivering amazing customer service. And, you know, one of the things that I love about what we do is we take everyday mundane topics,
Right.
and then we highlight the importance
Right.
of those topics as it relates to building a business. And customer service is one of those terms that's used very loosely,
That's right.
but it's very, very important to you building a business.
And you know what else is one of those things we talk about on the show is strategy.
Right.
And you know what? If you want to have stellar customer service, you're going to want to hear and get. This is one of those shows, folks, where we tell you get your pen out, because when you have a resident expert like Errol Allen,
Certainly.
You want to get a pen out. You want to take some things away from what we're going to talk about today. And what is your customer service strategy? What strategies are you using to deliver stellar customer service? We're going to talk about that.
Now, for those of you who do not know Errol, Errol has more than 25 years experience in the customer service industry. Now, Errol consults large and small organizations on topics such as internal customer service, call center quality management, interdepartmental process improvements, and efficient service delivery to both internal and external customers. And we're going to talk about the differences between the two. And Errol has designed and implemented customer service training programs for the frontline associate. And he is a believer that systems orientation is crucial to providing excellent customer service, and we definitely want to get him to elaborate on that. I want to say welcome to the show, Errol.
Thank you, sir.
You know, we have been trying to get you here for the longest time. We've made promises to call one another, and then I would drop the ball somewhere along the
And
way.
then I would.
But you know, finally we got him here.
That's right. And that's what counts.
That's what counts. So how's your day today, Errol?
Day was busy today.
Well, that's a good
Busy
thing.
in a good way.
Busy in a good way.
Yes.
Hey, because we all know the alternative when you're a small business person is not so good.
That's right.
I used to run a business where I got about, 8 or 9 phone calls a day when we first started, and about 7 to 8 of those were always my mother.
Yeah.
And the thing she would say all the time, Errol, baby, did you get any business yet?
Oh,
Mom, would you stop calling?
Yeah, if you leave my line open.
Right. Somebody's trying to get to me right
That's right.
now. But
That's exactly
the case
right.
was they weren't.
That's
But
right.
I eventually fixed that. So busy is a good thing, is it not?
It is. Very good thing.
Now, Errol, we're happy to have you here. We don't talk that often about customer service in terms of a show format, but I think that you are the perfect person for us to do so today and give the attention that is deserving of customer service. And before we get into it, I want to say that you would think in this day and age, in the 21st century, that you shouldn't have to go around telling people how important customer service is. You would think.
You would think with the level of competition.
That's right.
In practically every industry.
Right.
You would think that you would not have to. Most people feel like they have good customer service strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And some people do. Some people have something in place, but there's always room for improvement.
And even if you're in a space where there isn't much competition, would it not serve you more to still work hard and provide the absolute best customer service? Because one thing is for sure in capitalism, if money is being made, it's like blood in the water. If you're alone right now, you won't be alone tomorrow.
That's exactly right.
People are going to invade that space.
That's right.
And to me, why lose boatloads of customers just because you sit on the fact that, well, there's no other act in town?
Right. Customer service is key to retention.
Yes.
And if you're not providing a great customer service experience, retention is going to go down. And as competition comes into, if you're in a situation where you're it,
Mm-hmm.
and competition creeps into your industry, it's real easy for people to go away.
That's right. Especially if you're getting bad customer service, and I know I'm guilty of this. I'm looking for someone else or someplace else
Right.
to go.
Right.
Because I know that the only power that I really have over any business is where I spend my dollar.
Right.
So I'm going to support those businesses that make me feel good about spending
Right.
that dollar.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And the other thing about customer service, a lot of times we live in a world that's built for efficiency, and we oftentimes run into businesses, John, and Errol, you've seen this too, where there are what I call self-service types of businesses.
Right.
But here's the thing. Self-service seems to me to be okay, but poor customer service is not okay.
Yeah.
So where there's businesses where there is customer service, I expect customer service.
Exactly.
When there's a business where there's self-service, I'm serving myself and I give myself lots of room. But when there's some customer service department or somebody I'm supposed to talk to, and then I expect to get customer service and I don't get it, boy, I have a real sticky issue with that.
I'm a little different. Even when there's self-service,
Sure.
I expect a certain level of service.
Okay.
I
So
expect,
you don't let anybody off the hook.
I don't.
All right,
I'm pretty tough. My customer service antenna is always up.
Wow.
That's good to know.
We're going to take a commercial. We're going to leave it right there. We're going to come back. Our guest today is Mr. Errol Allen. He is the owner of a company called Errol Allen Consulting. And if you want to get in touch with Errol, you'll have to stay tuned. I'll give you his contact information when we come out of the break. You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes, which is brought to you by Small Business Today magazine. It is the magazine that is for and about the Houston entrepreneur. It's not one where we talk about news and gossip issues and that sort of thing. We discuss tools, tips, and strategies that the small business person can use to build their business. Even if you're not in the Houston footprint, this magazine is definitely for you if you're in small business. To get your free copy of what we produce here each and every month, all you have to do is log on to smallbusinesstodaymagazine.com, input your information, and we'll gladly send you one for free each month to your email inbox. More in a moment with Errol Allen. We'll be right back.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at,
Excuse me, heavy news?
you know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is?
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today. Visit us on the web at cruzandhughes.com. Here are your hosts, Cruz and Hughes.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Mr. Errol Allen. He's the owner of Errol Allen Consulting. And if your business is one that could use some customer service improvement, then you're in the right place listening to the right man speak today. If you want to get in touch with Errol, you could do so by going to his website, which is www.errolallenconsulting.com. And Errol is spelled E-R-R-O-L. And Allen is spelled A-L-L-E-N, Errol Allen Consulting. And that's Errol like Errol Flynn, isn't it?
It is. I was named after Errol Flynn.
Get out of here. Is that
wow.
right?
Who was a fan, Errol?
My mom.
Your mom was a fan of Errol
But you
Flynn.
know what? So was I.
That's awesome.
I mean,
I was too.
I'm a Johnny come lately as it results to that. But man, Errol was smooth.
I was going to say, John, you watched old movies, man.
I love old movies, man.
Yeah,
You can't miss me on old movies.
I know.
And you know, you kind of got some mannerisms like the old Errol Flynn, too.
Uh-oh.
You know, you got that smoothness, that debonairness.
Yeah, and you know what? But what's cool about Errol is he's smooth, but he has swagger. You know not to mess with him.
Oh, yeah. You won't challenge.
Yeah, you won't challenge.
My wife calls that the Secret Service.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Now, Errol, if someone wants to give you a phone call, do you mind giving out a telephone number for the good people that listen to this show?
Sure. It's 1-800-830-4167.
One more time.
1-800-830-4167.
All right, awesome. Now, if you have doubted Errol and his ability of knowing what he's talking about, he actually wrote a book.
Wrote the book
on customer service.
That's right.
It's called The Keys to Delivering Amazing Customer Service, and the subtitle is Unlock Your Potential to Provide Great Customer Service. It's by Errol D. Allen. This is what the book looks like if you're watching this on cruzandhughes.com. And Errol, if someone wanted to get this book, where could they go?
Amazon.com.
Amazon.com.
Wow.
That's a good place to buy books.
Lulu.com.
Okay.
Wow.
It's also available not only in print form, but for your e-reader.
So if you got a Kindle or something like
Right.
that. I'm a page turner myself.
Me
so
too.
I just I like having something on the shelf that I can always refer to.
Right.
I don't have to worry about, plugging my bookcase up to a charger
Right,
or,
right.
somebody stealing it out of my
That's right.
backpack or something. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to have a copy of this in print form. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself before we dive headlong into customer service. Who are you? How did you get into the work that you do right now?
I'm a native Houstonian.
Okay.
Houston is my home.
All right.
I love Houston, Texas. I got into customer service through the call center industry.
Okay.
On the phone, taking calls, just moved up into management, supervising a team, got into the analytical side of customer service, looking at data. What's the story behind the data? Operations analysis, process improvement. That just starting at the bottom
and working your way up. What better way is there, Irvin?
I don't know of a better way. In fact, I think it's necessary.
I think it is as well.
Because that way, no matter who it is, when you move up into management, especially, and you've come up through the ranks yourself, you don't forget what it's like to be at the level of the people that you're managing.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's I think that's critical to being effective in management.
And I don't want to argue a different school of thought who also believes that some people that are out there believe that I can properly manage people without having done their jobs, without understanding the struggle that they deal with. And I think that is possible.
Sure.
But I think that you add a different element to your skill set and your ability to manage and lead when you have done the work of the people that you're over.
Absolutely. Look at the show Undercover Boss.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's a classic example.
Yeah.
Favorite show.
A lot of those
I love
people,
that as well.
A lot of those people are in that management position who have never worked in those positions.
Right.
And the minute they go to work in those positions, they immediately, the value that they place on their employees in those lower positions
Right.
grows.
It increases.
It grows exponentially.
Right.
Because their appreciation and their understanding of what it takes for those people to be effective in those positions grows big time.
You know, there is a gentleman by the name of Gordon Bethune. So any of you who know that small outfit called Continental Airlines, and I have a lot of respect for Gordon because he was one of those individuals that worked his way up through the ranks. And so I definitely can respect that. Now, answer this for me, Errol. What made you decide that this was going to be your life's work? At what point did you decide that I'm going to be an entrepreneur? I'm going to go out here and help other customer service-driven organizations improve their customer service?
I decided that in 2011.
Really?
That I had acquired what I felt like was so much knowledge from actually doing the work myself, and I always found myself in a teaching mode.
Okay.
It seems like I was always assisting somebody in being better at customer service within organizations where I found myself. And I just felt like I had the tools that I needed to help other people, help other companies, other organizations, and do it for myself. So I just made the decision, okay, it's time to go, and let's see what we can do.
Now, speaking of teaching, you do something with the University of Houston as well, don't you?
I do workshops with them for their Small Business Development Center.
Awesome. And it's on the topics of customer service.
Yes.
Now, I have a question I got to ask because this question's been burning me, and I'm just going to ask.
Yes.
What exactly is customer service? By definition.
Very good question.
Well, I mean, when we throw these terms around, and especially on this show, and especially in business, and certainly you and I have had plenty of time to interact and out of all of our goings on around here in the city. But Errol, if I had to define? I'm a little nervous that if somebody asked me, Irv, what is customer service? I don't think I could answer because I don't know specifically what customer service is. I know what I think, but from an expert, what is customer service?
I kind of have my own definition.
Exactly, and that's what I'm asking for.
I define it as methods that an organization takes to provide a customer experience.
Okay.
Customer experience is a little different from customer service. Customer experience is what your customer experiences when they do business with you.
Sure.
And the methods that you take, that's customer service.
Gotcha.
So customer service to me is a methodology.
Okay, so it's a methodology or a delivery system on how you make that experience happen.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, I can get that.
Now, when you talk about a customer experience, I'm sitting here and I'm running through my mind what businesses have I done business with where I feel that the exchange of doing business with them has been a memorable experience.
Right.
The Disney Corporation is one that comes up. I mean, it's just the way that they completely and entirely envelop you into their culture and how they do things. I'll tell a quick story. My daughter, I took her to Disneyland when she turned for her 16th birthday, her and two friends of hers. She loses a cell phone at one of the parks. My wife and I get very upset because you've lost a cell phone in Disney World or Disneyland, whichever one's in Florida. And there's no way we're going to get this phone back. And so, but for the heck of it, we decided to go to customer service, and they direct us to their main customer service location that's at one of the parks just for lost items. Within 1 hour of her losing that cell phone, we're at this place, and they
Wow.
And they're like, 2,000 cell phones a day are lost here. And they have a system in place where those cell phones are immediately processed, sent to this location, and are available for customers the moment that they walk in the door. So 15 or 20 minutes within it being lost, it was already there.
Right.
And those are the things that, to me, are memorable experiences. But now, Errol, how do I make a experience out of my business when my business is cleaning toilets,
right,
or selling paper, or something that's just routinely not attractive?
I would say it's important to get in your customers' shoes, cleaning toilets. What's important about a toilet? It's important for the person that's coming to utilize it that it be clean.
Certainly.
They don't feel like, ooh, I don't want to utilize this toilet.
Right.
Selling paper. How do I order it from you?
Yeah.
How easy is it for me to order your product?
Good point.
Whether it's on your website, because you can do so much on the internet now. How easy is it for me to go on your website, find what I want, order it, Either you ship it to me, or I'll come pick it up. How easy is it for me to place an order with you? We like to read.
Yeah.
Think about Amazon.
Sure.
I order books from Amazon. How easy is that?
Right.
I do it all the time. As a matter of fact, I'm set up in the system, a couple
Yeah,
clicks.
2 clicks.
It knows me.
That's right.
And depending on what I buy, they ship for free.
That's right.
You know, I mean, so you're absolutely right. But you know what? I mean, you bring up a good question. I'm sitting here asking myself, Irvin, how many people who have a process and become a customer
Right.
of their own product to
Right.
see, is the process too convoluted?
Right.
Are
And-
there too many working or moving parts?
And then find out I don't like this.
Right. But that's a good idea. Now, is that something that you encourage
Yes.
your clients to do?
Yes. I actually wrote an article recently. It's called Put Your Customer Shoes On.
Okay.
And also there's a video on my website, Put Your Customer Shoes On. And it talks about getting your customer shoes, experience your organization from your customer's perspective.
That is a good point.
Yes.
Because
That's a very
I
good
think that, you know, oftentimes we automatically assume because it's our company, because it's our baby, that we're doing everything that's incumbent upon us to
Right.
provide good customer service, and that very well may not be the case.
Right.
That's exactly right. And you know, oftentimes, especially those of us who are in service-oriented businesses, we really need to ask for, I think, some feedback from the people that are
Yes.
doing business with us.
Yes.
Is that a good strategy? Do you find that to be a good thing?
It is a good strategy, but before you do that, make sure you know what's important to your customer. Because sometimes when we ask customers how we're doing, we don't ask the right questions.
Ooh. Well, you know what? I want to hold you right there, man, because that's good.
It is.
When we come back, we're going to talk about, if you don't mind, let's talk about some of those kinds of questions that we should be asking.
Okay.
All right, folks, you're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. It's brought to you by SalesNexus.com. Sales Nexus offers the best in web-based customer relationship management systems. Sign up today for a free trial copy of Sales Nexus by visiting SalesNexus.com or give them a call at 888-267-3589. More with Errol Allen right after this.
Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at,
Excuse me, heavy news?
you know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
free.
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz.
Turn up the sales on.
You're listening to Small Business Today. Visit us on the web at cruzandhughes.com. Here are your hosts, Cruz and Hughes.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Mr. Errol Allen. He is the proprietor and owner of a company called Errol Allen Consulting. He actually wrote the book on customer service. It's called The Keys to Delivering Amazing Customer Service, with the subtitle being Unlock Your Potential to Provide Great Customer Service. And the book is available on eBay. Is that correct? Or Amazon.
Yes.
Why did I just say eBay?
I don't know.
You know, maybe because I was on eBay this morning looking for something.
Well, that'll do
it. Yeah,
yeah.
But it's available on Amazon. How much is the book, Errol?
It's $15.99 on Amazon. The e-reader version is $7.99.
Awesome. And it is a valuable resource to any person that's looking to improve the customer service in their small business. Now, we left off talking about some questions, Irvin.
Right, absolutely. We started talking about perhaps a good strategy is to ask your customers questions. Now, when we went to break, Errol, you threw out something that I think is needed and useful, certainly relevant for those of us who are in service-oriented businesses, or all of us are in service-oriented businesses for that matter. But what are some of those questions that we should be asking?
It's important to find out what's important to the customer. Doesn't matter what your business is, what your industry is. The customer comes to you for a reason. Mm-hmm. And in your assessment of your customer, in product or service, they tell you what's important. If you're printing, you mentioned that. So what's important to that customer? That the printing job is done quickly, and then it's done accurately.
That's it.
And they can pick it up when they need it. Mm-hmm. So those are the questions that you ask them. How accurate were we in producing your printing work? Mm-hmm. How timely were we in producing your printing work? Was it convenient for you to come and pick it up? Mm-hmm. Or our hours convenient for you? Mm-hmm.
Was it reasonably priced?
Yes,
sure.
I mean, and now you're getting my mind to thinking, and I'm acting as though I'm your client now. And as I relate what you're saying to my own product, my mind is starting to coming up with some great questions that I would want to know from my customer.
Right.
And I guess that's one way to not only save market share, save customers that you already have, but possibly do some things better to pick up additional customers.
Right.
Absolutely. And, it's interesting, Errol, you bring this up, and especially about printing, because in my business, I do quite a bit of printing, being in the finance business. And I recently changed printers for some of those questions that you just asked. And it's just amazing to hear you ask these questions, because I, as a customer, had been using this particular printer for quite a long time. But as my business grew, I learned that, they didn't scale their service along with me. And all of a sudden, they were not big enough, and I found out that I was really straining them with some of the print jobs that I was giving them, because of the weird times that I needed and because of the demand that I had and so on, because I do trainings, and these trainings have binders that are involved.
Right.
And so in getting these things out, it's critical, because it can literally hold up my business process.
Right.
And I literally just changed printers because this printer I was using just couldn't do the job.
They didn't have the capacity.
They just didn't have the capacity to do it. And it's interesting. I mean, I like their work, their price, everything, but they just couldn't get it done.
And, Errol, as you talk, I also think that it would be good for businesses to have their customers rate those different aspects of their service. What's most important to you in order of importance?
Yes.
Is it price? Is it convenience of our shop? Is it our store hours? Is it, and that helps you get a model, I would think, excuse me, in terms of what's most important to your customers, so you can really be heavy on those aspects.
Exactly. Exactly. You're in business for your customer.
Sure.
That's right.
Not really for yourself.
That's right. That's
Sometimes
right.
we get those things confused. No matter what your business is,
right.
it's for your customer.
Yeah.
So it's critical up front to find out what's important for the customer. As a photography, if you're a wedding photographer, it's good to ask your customer, what are your must-have shots?
Right.
So that during that ceremony, whatever it is, you make sure you get those shots. And then anything else is just great.
Can I tell you a wedding story?
Yes.
I had a friend who got married, and she was absolutely livid at the photographer because the photographer had only gotten the bride. That was the family shots right after the wedding. And she was livid. And I think as a photographer, that is such a great question because if you don't ask and you don't even establish like who are the most important people at this, because I don't need a bunch of pictures of people that sat near the door that I don't even know.
Right.
And for this woman to have gotten married and her mother was, now the husband was probably okay with that.
Sure. That's right.
But to get her mother in just 2 shots, it really hurt his business. And she told everybody the name of his company. Do not use this guy.
Right.
You know, so I can understand where you're coming from.
Right.
Now, tell me this. Why do people hire you? Now, am I hiring you because I've made a major customer service faux pas and I need you to come in and fix that? Or would you say most of your clients hire you as a preventive measure?
It can be what you just said.
Okay.
We've made a major mistake.
Okay.
And we realize now that we have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is not the first time. Maybe it's a pattern. Or someone within the organization feels like, hey, we need to look at how we do business. I see some, maybe in data shows them that we're having some issue. Maybe our retention level is not where it should be.
Right.
Let's find out what's going on before we lose too many customers.
So, and I'm certain that if you had the option, you'd prefer that someone hire you before those mistakes are made. I mean, it's one thing to lose a bunch of business and then have to go out and then fix that hole.
Right.
Or you could go out and do some preventive care and make certain that you add value to your company instead of trying to salvage value.
Proactive is always better.
Surely.
But it's okay. If you've identified an issue and you realize you need some help, I'll help you there too.
Now, question, Errol, who is your ideal client? I mean, who is the if you had to pick your client base, who is that what does that customer look like?
That customer would look like mid-sized business.
Okay.
Let's say revenue-wise,
sure,
500,000 plus.
Okay. All right.
Service industry related,
Mm-hmm.
Where you have your customer contacts you via the phone, so you have people interacting on the phone.
Sure.
Or you have personnel that goes out to the customer, interact with the customer, or your customer comes in to interact with you.
Okay. So some person-to-person contact.
Right.
Okay.
So we're talking about hospitality industry.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're talking about call center industry, since that's where I cut my teeth.
Okay.
We're talking about restaurant industry, anywhere where there's heavy customer contact in the service-related industry, even healthcare now, because it's become a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
They're not called customers, and that is patients.
Right. Yes.
But the level of service they receive is important.
Sure.
And, you know, healthcare is so important, vitally important, because I do believe that it's the mindset of some medical businesses that the patient is not really a customer. Right. And nothing could be further from the truth. Right. I mean, I think what's important as a patient, I've been a patient.
Mm-hmm.
The CEO of one of the businesses that I'm involved in has great insurance, and he went to the emergency room and spent 9 hours waiting on a room after the doctor had admitted him within 30 minutes of seeing him.
Wow.
And, you know, he's still sitting there, and he's sitting there. And I'm thinking, where is the customer service in this organization?
Right.
It's 100 hospitals in this town.
Right.
You know, a customer didn't have to choose you. A patient didn't have to choose yours.
Right.
So I think that's a good point.
Right. A lot of us don't know that right here in Houston in the medical center, I witnessed it myself. Good friend of mine was having some health issues. with cancer. And I took him one morning just to kind of help out. I took him to his treatments, and I witnessed valet parking at the hospital. I had never seen that before.
That's convenient.
But when I thought about it, okay, you have people that are coming in, energy level is probably low.
Right.
They can't walk great distances. And here you have somebody that you can just drop your car at the front door and we'll park it for you.
Sure.
Wow.
I thought that was great.
You know, and that is so very, very true. And one of the things that I see a lot of times, small business owners have trouble getting their employees to buy into, we've got to have better customer service.
That's a good point.
How do you get your employees to buy into it? You know, we at the management level, we can do it, but we got to get our organization to buy into great customer service. How do we do that?
I'm a little different because I've done it. And from what I've witnessed and experienced myself, you have to give your employees the right tools to service your customer.
Okay.
That means product and service knowledge.
Okay.
Make sure they know everything there is to know about that product or that service. That makes them confident when they interact with the customer. If you don't do that, you put them at a disadvantage, which causes low morale, which bleeds over into how they interact with the customer. You as a manager, it's important that you go and spend time with your employees as they do what they do. So you can identify issues that they're having in trying to have good interactions with the customer. My philosophy as a manager was, my job is to make sure they have what they need to do what they need to do and get out of the way.
Let me hold you right there, because when we come back, I want to ask you some questions about these employees and organizations and how compensation plays into how well that will work. Is that good? Folks, Dominion Commercial Credit offers business credit and contract financing for small businesses nationwide. You can give them a call today at 800-381-0073 or visit net30credit.com. Folks, you're listening to Cruz and Hughes right here on Blog Talk Radio. More in a moment with our good friend Errol Allen talking about stellar customer service. We'll be right back.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
Or even worse,
we've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
So how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash. I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cuny is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancuny.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is?
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We're wherever you are.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Mr. Errol Allen. He is the owner of Errol Allen Consulting. He's written the book, literally and figuratively, on customer service. The name of his book is called Keys to Delivering Amazing Customer Service. It is available for you to purchase. You can get it in print form, and you can also get it as an e-reader. Is correct?
That's correct.
All right. Now, if you want to contact Errol, you can reach him at 800-830-4167. Again, that number is 800-830-4167, or you can reach him at his business website, ErrolAllenConsulting.com. And for those of you who don't know, Errol is spelled just like Errol Flynn, and that's ERROL Allen, ALLEN, consulting.com. Now, Errol, we went to break. We were talking about different things as related to compensation.
Right.
And does compensation really play? Do you think because some people are of the mindset that you can't get good customer service out of a minimum wage employee.
Right.
Is that true?
Compensation is one component.
Okay.
I feel like, yes, you want to pay the people well, but that's just one component.
Okay.
As we were talking earlier, make sure they have what they need to do the job.
Okay.
Product knowledge, service knowledge, whatever it is they use to service a customer. Something so simple as the cash register at a restaurant. Make sure they have good training on their tools to service a customer. That makes for a better experience for them at work.
Yeah.
That makes them want to come to work
Yeah.
to service a customer. If they wake up in the morning, well, I got to go deal with this again. Things are crazy within the company, and you expect me to be good to the customer. Don't ask employees to do that.
Yeah, already that sort of puts you in the wrong mental attitude for providing good customer service. Now, I do have to ask, how important is empowering your employee with the authority to make a decision to save a customer? And case in point, I have seen organizations where there is an excellent opportunity to stand apart from their competition by providing good customer service when a customer is upset. But it's like, getting Barack Obama on the phone just to get a manager to make a decision as to, can I refund this customer or can I replace a broken product? How important is it for us as owners to give that authority to our employees?
It's very important to do that because they feel like I can actually do something to help this customer.
Right.
And I think you should be proactive in, hey, these are your parameters to work in. Not every situation can you script.
Surely, that's true.
But you can be proactive in allowing them limits. Hey, before you come to me, here are your limits on what you are authorized to do. That way you save a lot of time. They can go ahead and take care of things. You can continue to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't get so many interruptions as a manager. And it makes them, like you say, feel empowered that I can take care of this.
You know, years and years ago, I used to work for Bank of America, and in the branch, our tellers had the ability to credit up to $50 in fees back to a customer. And I don't know that they are still able to do that. But if someone had a mistake that was made by them or the bank, it just really didn't matter. If we gave the autonomy to the teller to be able to make a customer service decision, and waive up to $50 in bank fees if there was an issue or a problem.
Right.
And I can't tell you how well that helped the Bank of America. This is when they were first moving into this market, when they were buying up the savings and loans. And it really helped them because, as well as the employees, because the employees did feel empowered. They felt like they could make a decision.
Right.
They could help save, a bad relationship.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, Errol, I have a question. When there is a problem that crops up in a company, in a business, whether it's systemic where it happens all the time or whether it's an isolated case, what are some steps you might suggest to our listeners on how to resolve or quiet or keep a problem from escalating into something larger? I've been around you, and so I know that you've been able to intervene in some instances and quiet a situation that might have escalated into something else. But what are perhaps some bullet points you could offer some of our listeners? Hey, if this crops up, if you get a problem, here's how to handle a difficult situation. Are there some steps for that, some simple steps?
Are you speaking of you have an angry customer?
Yeah, an angry customer.
Disgruntled
belligerent customer. Even.
Belligerent customer.
The first thing I always say is leave your ego at home.
Okay.
It's best. I'm not going to say you can't bring your ego to work, but it's best that you don't, because your ego is personal to you, and it's not personal in serving the customer.
Right.
If a customer is angry, it's not personal. A lot of times, what happened, you don't know anything about it. So it's not personal. So that's the first thing. Don't let your ego get in there.
Yeah.
Number one, don't let it be an ego issue.
The second thing is use your ears more than your mouth.
Yeah, that's a good old man lesson there. My grandfather's told me that quite a few times.
When you're dealing with an angry or upset customer, it's best to do more listening than talking.
Good point.
Then it's good to make sure you understand what the issue is from their perspective. As you're listening, kind of make notes. Or if they're standing in front of you, make mental notes. Filter. They may be loud. They may be belligerent. Filter that out.
Yeah.
And listen for what's really the issue. And when you hear it and they stop talking, let them know, I heard the issue. Whatever the issue is, repeat it.
Right.
So that they understand that you heard it.
And you understand their problem.
Yes. And then go into, this is what we're going to do to take care of your issue. And then just do it.
I got you.
Now, if it requires you to do something else, well, maybe you're going to have to get off the phone with them. Or maybe they're going to need to leave your premises because it's going to take you a minute to come up with the resolution. Give them a time frame on when you're going to contact them to let them know what the resolution is. And honor that time frame.
Whether you have results or not.
Yes.
Honor that time frame.
Honor that time frame to let them know either here are your results or I'm still working on it.
Right.
Because if they have to call to ask you what's going on, you just lost points.
That's true. And as you sit here and speak, I mean, again, I keep putting myself in the shoes of the customer.
Right.
And I think that's really your overall modus operandi, if you will, is that you want the owner to feel like the customer.
Right.
And having been put in those situations in terms of being a customer, I think it does make you a better owner if you constantly think that this is someone who came in to do this. This is someone who came in to get dry cleaning and you burned one of his shirts.
Right.
What if it were you?
Right.
So and I think if you do that first, that really helps you. I think you're on the path to being able to remedy just about any situation that you could have in your organization.
Right.
No doubt about it. Folks, we're here talking with our good friend and expert in customer service, Mr. Errol Allen. He is the owner of Errol Allen Consulting, and you can reach him online at errolallenconsulting.com, or you can give him a call at 800-830-4167. You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. It's brought to you by RingCentral.com. To get RingCentral's virtual PBX for your business, you can give them a call today at 888-716-5022. Folks, stay with us. The education continues. We're in the home stretch. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash. I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz.
You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We're wherever you are.
Okay, welcome back to the show. We're sitting here having a conversation about customer service, and we've been covering keys to delivering amazing customer service with Errol Allen. If you want to connect with Errol, you can do so by giving him a call at his business office at 800-830-4167. Again, that number is 800-830-4167, or go to his website, which is ErrolAllenConsulting.com. Errol is spelled E-R-R-O-L. Allen is A-L-L-E-N, consulting.com. Now, Errol wrote the book on customer service, and it is called Keys to Delivering Amazing Customer Service. You can get the book online. You can also get it in digital format. And Errol, before we close the show, do you do any type of speaking engagements? Do you ever have any webinars or anything like that people can sort of tie into?
I'm available for speaking engagements.
Okay.
Whether it's for a conference, association meeting, just for your company, come in and do a speaking engagement for you. I have a webinar coming up next month on April the 13th.
April the 13th, 2013, okay.
The information is on my website. The topic is management training for the first-time supervisor or manager.
Man,
Awesome.
We have a few of those here in our organization that I might have to get on that
Sounds like
webinar. You know, once you achieve the level of management, things change a little bit, and you need to be abreast of how you need to operate within that new position.
Right.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Now, we've covered a lot of ground today.
I know.
But there are some things that we didn't get a chance to cover. I'd love for you to come back and do the show with us. I mean, this hour has just flown by. I hope you've had a good time.
I've had a great time. I enjoyed both you guys a whole lot. I'll be happy to come back. Just let me know when.
Well,
You got a deal.
I tell you what, we're definitely going to call you soon, and we really appreciate you for coming on the show, Errol.
Thank you, sir.
His name is Errol Allen. You can reach him at 800-830-4167, or you can go to his business website, ERROL, Errol Allen, ALLEN, ErrolAllenConsulting.com. He's actually written a book on customer service. He can help you and your organization improve your customer service before you lose too many customers. Guys, we want to say thanks for joining us today on Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. I'm John Cruz.
I'm Irv Hughes.
And this is the place where we discuss the topics that inspires entrepreneurs from thought to action. So until tomorrow, be smart, be successful, and above all else,
be in action.
And Irv and I will see you tomorrow.
Take care.